here at the Tianjin Yongle Ferris wheel, also known as the Tianjin Eye. It's located at Lonqi Street and Wuma Avenue. It has a diameter of 110 meters and a total height of 120 meters. And as a guy who's kind of afraid of heights, see how we're doing when I'm up top. It has 48 different cable cars as well. Now the Ferris wheel dates back to the 17th century. Initially, Ferris wheels were known as pleasure wheels. They were made from wood and strong men would manually turn them. The modern Ferris wheel as we know it really got its start though in 1893 at the Columbia Exposition in Chicago. This was a grand display of technology, and this was because the Eiffel Tower debuted just a few years earlier and they wanted to have something bigger and taller and more extreme. Now at this event, the Columbia World Exposition is a fascinating event if you don't know about it. It was a grand display of all things modern technology. Now this first big Ferris wheel at the Columbia Exposition was the brainchild of George Washington Gale Ferris Jr. There's some controversy he might have stolen his designs, but Ferris wheels are a modern attraction. You can find them all over the world. So let's go on this one and check it out. Yeah, we'll come back. Don't worry, we're not going to burn the wheel down.
I will be back.
I'll only burn it down for my devilishly good looks. All right. All right, now this is kind of like jumping onto a moving train, but more dangerous. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
能坐8个人是吧？
Woo! All right, we got it. Made it. That was scary. As far as me on Ferris wheels goes in childhood, we like didn't do this. My parents are very high maintenance and neurotic. We don't do rides, we don't do fairs. So in Mall of America in the United States, which was built in I think 1991 or 2, opened up on my birthday, August 11th. It's the largest mall in America, and it has inside a theme park. And there's a famous cartoon called The Peanuts. Charles Schultz, the creator's from Minnesota. That's why they named it Camp Snoopy. Snoopy's one of the characters in The Peanuts. So in Camp Snoopy, there's a Ferris wheel, and it's actually still open today. But my first time ever being on a Ferris wheel was there. Oh God, that is a brain. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the brain of a cow. Trying other cultures and cuisines is just delightful. So this is a kind of hot pot. They're all laughing at me. I asked for as spicy as it comes because I like spicy. And they're like, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Oh, that's pretty good.
That's strong enough.
No, it's not. If you guys think this is spicy, this isn't spicy. All right, everyone. Today we're gonna swim with the fishes. That's not a very good Brooklyn accent. We're going to the aquarium. Let's go inside. Swim with some. Actually, we're not swimming. That sounds terrible. We had a pond growing up in my yard that had these. If you have one in your home, they're so difficult to maintain. The pond itself, I remember it kept leaking, and the fish would die because something would get in it. We'd have to get new fish, and those would die. Very hard to care for. At least they were in Minnesota. They hibernate too in the winter. You don't need to take them out of the pond if you have them. They can live through a winter. Alright, I wanna go again. Alright, I got my kid out. book, and they have it in Chinese. This is The Great Gatsby, written by F. Scott Fitzgerald in 1925. This is a book, it's a very American story. It was written right after World War I, or in the years after World War I, I should say. As the boom of the 1920s was taking place in America, people were getting rich fast. The idea of the American dream is on display in this book with the main character, Gatsby. So it's about a man, he's kind of down on his luck, he's been poor, he makes friends with this socialite named Gatsby, and he falls in love with this woman that he thinks is great, but she turns out to be a vapid, shallow, terrible person. And he develops a friendship with Gatsby, who's this mysterious, rich, ultimately kind of figure out as like a crime figure. But this book is what got me into reading. One of my favorite teachers I've ever had, Mr. Dornbach, in 11th grade. We read this in 11th grade American literature. And I hated reading as a kid. I never liked it. And Mr. Dornbach, it was his favorite book. And one of the motifs and themes of the book, there's a green lantern, and he would turn off all the lights in class every day, and he would turn on a green light, and he'd play like some like creepy music. It's not a scary movie, or it's not a scary book. He was so excited about this book, and he loved it so much, and he put so much passion into the unit that it became my favorite book. And this is what turned me on to reading, was this book. Now, why I like this book, it perfectly encapsulates the 1920s in America. It's a critique of the 1920s before the critique of the 1920s was really possible. It's like an eyeball able to look at itself, and it's such an impressive piece of writing. So if you've never read The Great Gatsby, I strongly recommend reading it. It's a great way to understand American culture. There's a whole lot of American culture cooked into this book, and it's just a fabulous story. I've read it many, many times. My all-time favorite book, The Great Gatsby.